Ever feel that, like, tug of war between your heart and your head?
Yeah.
Like you're being pulled in two completely different directions.
hmm
It's a feeling that a lot of men with a Pisces Sun
Yeah.
and Aquarius Rising know all too well.
Right.
Welcome to ASTRALX, illuminating your cosmic path. I'm
Yes.
Solarian Zephyr, your cosmic strategist.
And I'm Lunaria Celine, your intuitive guide.
And today, we're diving deep into what 2025 holds for you,
Yes, we are.
navigating these cosmic currents with masculine grace.
Absolutely.
So what makes this astrological combination so unique?
Well, it's the potential for dynamic tension, the
Wow.
intuitive depth of Pisces,
Yeah.
yearning for connection and meaning paired with the innovative, rebellious streak of Aquarius. It's like this cosmic recipe for what we call the visionary rebel.
Ooh, I love that visionary rebel.
Yes.
It really captures that blend of like dreaming big and challenging the status quo.
Absolutely.
But let's get specific.
Okay.
What does 2025 actually have in store for these visionary rebels? So our sources center around a man named Arian, who embodies this Pisces Sun Aquarius Rising energy.
Okay.
What makes his journey in 2025 so unique?
Well, think of 2025 as a cosmic training ground,
Okay.
specifically designed for men like Arian.
Mm-hmm.
We have a powerful lineup of planetary players influencing his journal.
Okay.
Pluto in Aquarius, right in his rising sign,
Mm-hmm.
is all about stripping away those masks we wear,
Yeah.
those outdated personas that no longer serve us.
Okay.
It's about embracing authenticity, even if it ruffles a few feathers.
I like that.
Okay.
So for our listener, a Pisces Sun Aquarius Rising man.
Yes.
What might those outdated personas actually look like? Are
Yeah.
we talking about like shedding people-pleasing tendencies?
Yeah.
Or maybe breaking free from expectations of what a man should be?
Exactly. Imagine a Pisces Sun Aquarius rising man who feels pressured to fit into a box, to suppress his emotions or his unique way of seeing the world.
Mm-hmm.
Pluto in Aquarius comes along and says, nope, time to tear down those walls and let your true self shine.
I love that. This could mean anything from finally pursuing that unconventional career path to,
Yeah.
Expressing your emotions more openly.
Absolutely.
That's such a powerful image, like breaking free from those self-imposed limitations.
Mhm.
And it makes me wonder, what role does Uranus in Gemini play in this cosmic shakeup?
Uranus and Gemini. This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Uranus is the planet of innovation,
Okay.
of breakthroughs, and in Gemini, it's all about mental agility, communication, and trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
So for Arian, this translates into a burst of creative energy.
Okay.
He's drawn to unconventional ideas, connecting the dots in ways that others might miss.
Interesting.
It's like he's been given a cosmic permission slip to think outside the box.
So if I'm picturing this right, he's not just shedding old masks.
Right.
He's stepping into a bolder, more authentic version of himself.
Yes.
But with all this change and upheaval, does he ever feel lost or overwhelmed?
He does.
Yeah.
And that's where Saturn in Pisces comes in. Now, Saturn often gets a bad rap as the planet of limitations and restrictions, but think of it more as a cosmic coach,
Okay.
pushing Arian to confront his fears and insecurities, especially those rooted in his emotional depths.
So while Uranus is pushing him to innovate and experiment, Saturn is urging him to ground himself,
Yeah.
to build a strong foundation for all this new growth.
Precisely. It's like building a house. You need both the creative vision and the structural integrity to make it last.
Right.
For Arian, this means acknowledging his sensitive side, not as a weakness,
Mm-hmm.
but as a source of strength and resilience.
This is also fascinating, but I can't help but wonder, how does Arian actually manage to balance these seemingly contradictory energies,
Right.
the rebelliousness of Aquarius, the sensitivity of Pisces?
Yeah.
It seems like a constant push and pull.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
It's the heart of his journey, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's not about,
Right.
finding some perfect equilibrium,
Yeah.
some static balance point. It's more about learning to dance between these energies,
Oh,
allowing them to inform and empower each other.
I like that. A cosmic dance between rebellion and sensitivity.
Yes.
Okay, let's get practical for a moment.
Okay.
Our sources mention Arian facing some specific challenges in his career.
Yeah.
I imagine for many men with this astrological combination that innovative Aquarius spirit
Right.
can lead them down some pretty unconventional paths.
Absolutely. Arian's journey is a testament to that.
Okay.
Early on in 2025, that Uranus and Gemini energy really kicks in.
Okay.
He starts exploring fields that blend technology with social impact, drawn to projects that challenge the status quo and create positive change in the world.
So it's not just about disrupting for disruption's sake.
Right.
There's a deeper purpose driving his innovation.
Exactly.
But was that transition easy for him?
Like,
Did he face any pushback or resistance along the way?
oh, definitely. Remember, he's still working with that Pisces sensitivity?
Yeah.
So there were moments of self-doubt, of questioning whether he truly belonged in these spaces.
Right.
But this is where that Plutonian transformation comes in.
Okay.
It's about shedding those fears, those limiting beliefs that whisper, you're not good enough or you don't fit in.
And I imagine his Aquarius side, that rebellious streak,
Yes,
also played a role in navigating those challenges.
absolutely.
Mm.
That independent, forward-thinking energy helped him push past those doubts and forge his own path. It's like he's saying, I'm going to create my own table if I'm not invited to sit at yours.
Right.
And what's inspiring is that his vision and determination ultimately attract collaborators and supporters who believe in his ideas.
So he's building his own tribe, so to speak.
Yeah,
A network of like-minded individuals who are ready to shake things up.
exactly.
But with all this focus on innovation and purpose,
Yes.
how did Arian handle the financial side of things?
Right.
I imagine those unconventional career paths can come with some financial uncertainty.
That's a great point, and it's something many visionary rebels grapple with.
Yeah.
Arian definitely faced moments of financial instability.
Okay.
But here's where that Saturn and Pisces influence becomes a guiding force.
So didn't we say Saturn in Pisces was about confronting fears and insecurities?
Mm-hmm.
How does that translate to financial matters?
Think of it this way. For Arian, financial security wasn't just about accumulating wealth.
Right.
It was about aligning his resources with his values,
Okay.
about creating a life that felt authentic and purposeful.
Mm-hmm.
Saturn and Pisces helped him to let go of any attachment to material possessions and to focus on what truly mattered.
So it was a process of simplifying,
Yeah,
of decluttering not just his physical space, but also his mental and emotional space.
precisely. It was about releasing those anxieties around money and trusting that by pursuing his passions, the resources he needed would follow.
Okay.
And you know what's interesting is that this period of financial uncertainty actually led to some of his greatest breakthroughs.
Really? That seems counterintuitive.
Yeah.
How did struggling financially lead to breakthroughs?
It forced him to get creative, to tap into his resourcefulness and ingenuity.
Okay.
He had to think outside the box, challenge conventional ways of doing things, and find innovative solutions to financial challenges.
Right.
It was like a crash course in entrepreneurial thinking, fueled by necessity and powered by his unique blend of Pisces intuition and Aquarius ingenuity.
It sounds like he was embodying that visionary rebel spirit on a whole new level, not just in his career,
Right.
but in his entire approach to life.
Yes.
But let's shift gears for a moment to talk about relationships.
Okay.
How did those play into Arian's transformative journey in 2025?
Relationships were a major theme for Arian, as they are for most of us.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that Venus retrograde we mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
that period of reevaluation and introspection? Well, for Arian, it was a time to examine past relationships with fresh eyes.
So it wasn't necessarily about getting back together with exes,
Right.
but more about understanding the patterns, the lessons learned from those past experiences.
Exactly. It was about gaining closure, healing old wounds, and releasing any lingering baggage that might be holding him back from experiencing true intimacy.
It's like clearing the energetic clutter to make space for something new and healthy to bloom.
Yes.
But with all the personal transformation he was going through, did he find it challenging to connect with others on a deeper level?
He did initially. Remember, he's still navigating that delicate balance between his Aquarius need for freedom and his Pisces desire for connection.
Right.
There were moments when he felt pulled in opposite directions, wanting to dive deep into intimacy, but also fearing being overwhelmed or losing his sense of self.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So how did he manage to navigate those seemingly conflicting desires?
Well, this is where those Saturnian lessons around boundaries and self-awareness come into play.
Okay.
He realized that he didn't have to choose between independence and intimacy. It was about finding a way to honor both needs, both within himself and within his relationships.
So it was about setting healthy boundaries, communicating his needs clearly,
Yes,
and being selective about who he allowed into his inner circle.
precisely. He learned that true connection requires vulnerability, yes,
Yeah.
but it also requires a strong sense of self.
Right.
It's about knowing who you are, what you value, and what you're willing to compromise on.
That's such a valuable lesson for anyone, regardless of their astrological sign.
Yes.
But for Arian specifically, how did this newfound awareness impact his relationships?
Okay.
Did he find it easier to connect with others authentically?
He did. as he became more comfortable with his own vulnerability, he was able to attract people who appreciated him for who he truly was, quirks and all. He learned that true intimacy isn't about hiding our flaws, but about sharing them, about allowing ourselves to be seen imperfections and all.
It sounds like he was finally able to let go of that fear of judgment that need to present a perfect image to the world.
Right.
But did he experience any significant romantic connections during this time?
He did. As the year progressed and Jupiter's expansive energy came into play, Arian encountered several individuals who sparked his interest.
Okay.
And what's interesting is that these weren't the typical partners he might have been drawn to in the past.
What do you mean?
These were people who challenged him,
Okay.
who encouraged him to grow, who saw his potential and weren't afraid to call him out on his BS.
Right.
They were mirrors reflecting back his own strengths and weaknesses, helping him to become a more conscious and evolved version of himself.
So it was less about finding someone to complete him
Right.
and more about finding someone who complemented him,
Yes.
who supported his growth and evolution.
Exactly. And what's beautiful is that as he embraced his own authenticity and vulnerability, he was able to attract partners who did the same. They created a space where they could both be their true selves' flaws and all without fear of judgment or rejection.
It sounds like he finally found that sweet spot between connection and freedom, between vulnerability and strength.
Yeah.
It's inspiring to hear how he navigated those challenges and emerged on the other side with a deeper understanding of himself and his relationships. But as we wrap up part 2, I'm curious, what are some of the key takeaways our listeners, those Pisces Sun Aquarius rising men,
Right.
can glean from Arian's journey so far?
I think one of the biggest takeaways is the power of embracing duality.
Yeah.
Arian's journey shows us that it's not about choosing between,
Yes.
our sensitive Pisces side and our rebellious Aquarius side.
Mm.
It's about integrating those energies, allowing them to work together in harmony.
So it's not about suppressing or denying any part of ourselves,
Right.
but about finding a way to honor the full spectrum of our being.
Exactly. And that integration is a process. It's a journey.
Mm-hmm.
There will be moments when one side feels stronger than the other.
Right.
And times when we feel pulled in opposite directions.
Yeah.
But the key is to keep coming back to that center point, to that place of self-awareness where we can observe those energies without judgment and choose how we want to express them.
And speaking of self-awareness, Arian's story also highlights the importance of setting boundaries, both in our personal and professional life.
Absolutely. Boundaries are essential for protecting our energy,
Yeah.
for preserving our sense of self, and for creating healthy, balanced relationships. And for a Pisces Sun Aquarius rising man who might naturally gravitate towards helping others or taking on too much,
Right.
learning to say no can be a game changer.
It's about recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup.
Right.
We need to prioritize our own well-being in order to show up fully for others.
Precisely. And that also ties into another key takeaway from Arian's journey,
Okay.
the importance of trusting our intuition.
Yes. We talked about how Saturn in Pisces encouraged him to confront his fears.
Yeah.
But it also deepened his connection to his inner voice, to that deep well of wisdom that resides within each of us.
Exactly. And that intuitive guidance is always available to us. But we need to learn how to listen.
Right.
For a Pisces Sun Aquarius rising man, that might mean quieting the mental chatter, connecting with nature, or engaging in creative practices that allow that intuitive voice to emerge.
So it's about creating space for stillness,
Yes.
for reflection,
Yeah.
for those moments of quiet contemplation where we can tune in to that deeper knowing.
Precisely. And as we learn to trust our intuition, we become more aligned with our purpose, more confident in our decisions, and more resilient in the face of challenges.
It's like we're tapping into a source of inner strength and guidance that helps us navigate the complexities of life with greater ease and grace.
Absolutely.
But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to circle back to that idea of the visionary rebel.
Yes.
What does it actually mean to embody that archetype in our daily lives?
It's about blending the heart-centered compassion of Pisces with the innovative, independent spirit of Aquarius. It's about dreaming big, challenging the status quo, and using our unique gifts to create positive change in the world.
So it's not just about personal transformation.
Right.
It's about using that transformation to make a difference in the world around us.
Exactly. It's about leading with empathy, inspiring others to embrace their own authenticity, and creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond ourselves.
And that, I think, is a powerful message for all of us, regardless of our astrological sign.
Absolutely.
We all have the potential to be visionary rebels, to use our unique strengths and challenges to make the world a more compassionate and equitable place.
I couldn't agree more. Arian's journey is a reminder that transformation is possible, that we can break free from limiting beliefs, and that by embracing our duality, we can create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling.
Well, on that inspiring note, it's time for us to wrap up this deep dive.
Good point.
But before we go, we want to remind our listeners that if you're ready to explore your own cosmic journey in more depth, we offer personalized email readings based on your unique birth chart.
These readings provide tailored insights and guidance, helping you to understand your astrological blueprint and navigate the cosmic currents with greater clarity and purpose.
You can find the link to purchase a reading in the episode description. And as always, we encourage you to keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep embracing the transformative power of the cosmos.
Until next time, may your journey be filled with cosmic wonder and boundless possibility.